Just wanted to welcome everyone here to Full Velocity TV. We will be underway here momentarily with the Clifford Miller Memorial Race hosted by the Rocky Top Outlaw 305 Sprint Car Series. So stay tuned here to Full Velocity TV. We'll have racing action coming at you shortly.
Now streaming live, Full Velocity TV begins now.
Well, it is Friday night. It's a good night to party. Got a cold beer going already in me, and it's going to be an awesome night of racing. Welcome to a very special edition of Full Velocity TV here live tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series, the Clifford Miller Memorial Race here tonight, presented by the guys at Har Motorsports, a very special event in the honor of Clifford Miller. We lost here, just about maybe 24 to 36 hours ago. So we're out here tonight to pay tribute to him, honor our buddy, Mr. Chris Miller. It's his grandpa that passed away here a couple nights ago, and we're here tonight live on Full Velocity TV, which is going to be a great night of racing action out here. The Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series presented by Har Motorsports. Going to have an awesome night here at the Volusia Speedway Park, and you guys are locked in right here live. Full Velocity TV out there live tonight on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch TV. Philcast here along with my broadcast partner, Mr. Todd Stanton, alongside his Todd, we're already right in the middle of a smack dab in the middle of qualifying for these guys. First session has already gone out to the racetrack. The 115 of Eric Tupper going to put himself on top of the leaderboard with a 15.349. Carl Hardwork, the number 7 machine tonight, 15.503. Second quick. We've only had 2 go out there, so it looks like we still have another 8 or 10 drivers to go here in qualifying. You've locked and loaded, ready to go. This is going to be an awesome night.
Definitely locked and loaded here tonight. Our Motorsports cannot thank these guys enough for having us back here each and every Friday night. Your cure for the Friday Night Fever. There's green flag flying here for Anthony Feathers aboard that number 23 machine. So Feathers going to take here with the number 23 machine. So I'm going to call him Tony here tonight. He'd rather be called Tony in that number 23 Titleist sponsor machine. So his first lap, just a warm-up lap there. As Chris Miller going to put it on the pole there with a 15.345. What is Tony Feathers going to come out with? A 15.379. So right now, Chris Miller comfortably on the pole here. Tony Feathers right now running in the third spot. So we're going to see what these guys have for those second laps. A little bit slower there for Chris Miller, 15.432. And then Tony Feathers in the number 23 machine, a 15.460. So both of those guys a little bit slower. All top 3 in the 3-second bracket.
Absolutely right. And Chris Miller right now going up to the pole. Next car out to the racetrack. It looks like we have Aaron Leitzel out there tonight aboard car number 12. He's going to take to the racetrack first. And it looks like he's going to be joined by the number 69 car of Sideways, AJ Cruz, AJ Sideways, as Todd likes to call him here live on Full Velocity TV. Leitzel going to take his trip down the front stretch here, taking the green flag. We'll see what his lap is here first time around as he clocks in out of the gate into 3 and 4. Aaron Leitzel, that's a beautiful looking car number 12 out here tonight with the Hard Motorsports Rocky Top 305 Series. Almost sets the inside wall off of turn number 4. Lap number 1 onto the board, a 15.745. 15.745 puts him slowest of the qualifiers out there. AJ Cruz goes second quick, a 15.348. 15.348 for the Sideways man. AJ Cruz aboard the 69. Aaron Leitzel's second lap, well, that's much quicker, 15.497. Going to clock him in 5th quick and waiting for lap number 2 to be completed for car 69. AJ Cruz looks like he's going to slow down just a little bit there, 15.393. So a 15.348 going to be his lap of record. AJ Cruz, second quick.
And the Tennessee Tumbler getting ready to roll out there onto the speedway. That is Brett Rolls, multiple-time feature winner here in the Rocky Top 305 series. And also Fast Frank Gonzalez in the 04 machine. Both those guys out here to take their time again. Warm-ups are going to be the first way of the land, so you'll see them go across the start-finish line here. First time lap for the number 17 of Brett Rolls as he's coming down the back straightaway already. Let's see where Brett Rolls is going to shake out that Tennessee Tumbler machine here into turn number 3 and off of 4. Brett Rolls is going to come in with a time of 15.374. 15.374, good enough for 4th quickest. And again, we have a new quick time. The number 04 of Frank Gonzalez, and that's why we call him Fast Frank. 15.239, 15.239. He is going to take the top spot and wrestle away from Chris Miller.
That is a tremendous lap there from the 04. And as you said, that's why we call him Fast Frank. 15.239. That's better than a 10th over Chris Miller's number 9 car. Frank Gonzalez definitely going to be one to watch here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. Looks like next out to the racetrack, looks like going to be Gab Sear aboard car number 94. And he's going to be first out there, and I believe he's going to be flanked by the 33 of Torrin Shirts. Torrin also going to make his way to the racetrack as well. So that's going to be your 2 cars out there for this session. I believe Torrin was the first one here to hit the line. I think I was late seeing him get out to the pit area, but we'll look at times going up to the board, waiting on lap number 1 for car 33 of Torrin Shirts. Off the corner he comes. The lap goes up a 15.449. 15.449 for Torrin Shirts. Gab 0 a little bit quicker, 15.385. Going to put Gab in 7th. Torrin going to be in the 8th spot. Off of turn number 4. Can the 33 pick up some speed? The answer is not enough. 15.465. So a little bit slower for the 33. We look at the second lap for Gab Sear, the number 94. He goes a little bit slower as well. 15.414. Really looks like, Todd, through the early stages of qualifying here with a couple of cars left to go, you want to get on that first lap. Looks like all the speed is there on lap 1.
Yeah, definitely, Phil. Have to agree with you there. It's a Showtime Shane Kelly getting ready to come out onto the track here. I believe it's going to be Cody McKnight in the 111 machine. So C-Mac aboard the number 111 here, going to take to his qualifying efforts, I do believe, here. Same way with Showtime Shane Kelly. So, a new car for the 111 machine. Monster Energy aboard, the sponsor aboard that machine here this evening. So, a different looking car paint scheme here tonight for C-Mac there, Phil. So, we're waiting for these guys to get the green flag here to get to their qualifying part here. They're just rolling around the track and breaking it in just a tad bit. So right now, let's just recap Frank Gonzalez, your quick time so far. Chris Miller, AJ Cruz, Eric Tepper, and Brett Rolls. Those are your top 5 in times. So now we get the green flag here, and we're going to get these qualifying laps underway. Again, a throwaway lap here for the very first lap for Showtime Shane Kelly aboard that number 19 machine. Cody McKnight going to also have a throwaway lap. So it's going to be Shane Kelly across that start-finish line first. So he's already in turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, let's see where Shane Kelly stacks up. 15.474, 15.474. Puts him about 9th quick. C-Mac with a 15.605. Slowest out there as of right now of the 305 sprint cars. Shane Kelly coming around to complete his very second lap, and that's going to be a little bit quicker. 15.373, enough to break him inside the top 5 ahead of Brett Rolls. C-Mac does not complete his second lap. He's going to stay with that 15.605. The only guy left not to qualify so far, Phil, is the number 68. That's Raging Ron Piles aboard that number 68 machine. I know he was rather late here to the track. Don't even know if he's unloaded his car yet.
Not quite sure, but Raging Ron is in the pit area, so we'll definitely have 13 drivers on hand as of now. This race is open to all to come in. $25 to win this one tonight. 25 big ones. You can win the main event over here tonight for the Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series. Clifford Miller Memorial, going to be a 35-lap feature tonight here at the Volusia Speedway Park. So we have a lot of racing left to go over the course of the night, but waiting to see, is it going to be the 68 car of Ron Piles? Is Raging Ron going to take himself to the racetrack, maybe put down a lap of qualifying? He just now got to the race server there, Todd. So he may be still unloading the car, getting those last-minute adjustments in. So we'll stand by and see if we get a time for Raging Ron at that number 68.
Yeah, definitely going to see if we can throw up some qualifying times here. Looking through the widgets to see if we have those qualifying times, and we do so far. So fast Frank Gonzalez, like you said, he timed in with a 15.239, a lightning quick lap here with the 04 machine. Second quickest was Chris Miller here so far. Remember, we still got Raging Ron to get out there on the track. He timed in with a 15.345, and look how close these guys were. AJ Cruz, AJ sideways, and the number 69 at 15.349, so rather close there. Then Eric Tepper with a 15.350. He is 4th quick. 5th quick is Shane Kelly with a 15.373. Brett Rolls, 15.374. Tony Feathers in the number 23. He's 7th quick with a 15.379. Gab Sear in the number 94, 15.386. Torn Shirts, 15.450. Aaron Leitzel with a 15.497. Carl Handwerk in the number 7 machine, a 15.503. And Cody McKnight with a 15.605. We have Raging Ron now on the track here, so we're going to see how well he does here for his first couple of laps. See where he's going to stack up here, Phil. He's out there on the track, so we're going to see as he's going to throw away his first lap here. Indeed, he is going to throw away because he has to here just to get the temperature up to snuff in that 305, that 65 machine. Going to see where he is going to staff up. Looks like another guy joining here late, number 78 machine. So we'll see him also get out there onto the track. Ron Piles first time, first lap, 15.407. Good enough for 9th quick. Waiting to see where he's going to stack up here, going across that start-finish line a little bit slower there. 15.431, 15.431 for Ron Piles. So he's going to end up with a 15.407. That's going to stack him up 9th, Phil.
Absolutely is. Another car that's coming late to the pit area as well as car number 78. I believe that's Steve Radoon's there, that number 78 car. So we'll see if the 78 makes its way off the trailer. Maybe takes a trek at it here in qualifying as well as I said, some of these guys not quite so punctual, and who better to even pick on than Mr. Raging Ron Piles himself, in charge over here at Har, and ends up late to the party. So, hey, you know who's ever late? It's Full Velocity TV, and I say that tongue-in-cheek because God knows it happens to us from time to time, too. But thanks to all you guys out there watching us tonight here, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Phil and Todd here on the call, per usual. Gonna have a shout to our sponsors out there that do us here for Full Velocity TV night after night. Gotta thank Spataforo Firearms. Looking to purchase a new weapon, accessorize on an existing one, or need some more ammunition or whatever else you may need. SpataforoFirearms.com. Look up Brendan's website now. He'll take great care of you. Also, a shout out to Evil One Graphics. Jim Revis does a lot of great looking paint wraps all over the iRacing Dirt community. Looking for some of the best paint wraps. Get a hold of them now. Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they are evil. Shout out also to the guys over at DirtSeries.com. They do a lot of great things for us here, flying for Full Velocity TV, including Josh Smith doing some camera work for us behind the scenes here, making sure our pictures look crisp night after night. DirtSeries.com, they've done great things like the Randomizer Challenge, which we hear is going to come back for Season 2 in a couple of weeks. We've done the Pro versus Super Late Model Series, and right in the thralls of what is a great second installment of the Indoor Nationals for the guy at Dirt Series. We've had 2 nights, 3 more left to go. Register now, be a part of some great racing. DirtSeries.com. That is dirt-series.com. Look those guys up for sure. Also, shout out to Jeff Brown over at iRacing iFlag. You want to get a new pit box, some of that great digital telemetry, great aids to make you go round and round. Check him out. iRacingIFlag.com is where you can find Jeff Brown. He'll take great care of you. And also, we got to thank our buddy Jameson Colbridge and all the guys that do the work at CNC Racing Designs. You're looking for a great new custom wrap out there, and it doesn't matter if it's dirt, pavement, whatever you got going out there racing. Get a hold of CNC Race Designs. Be best in show while winning all the dough. CNC Race Designs. Hell yeah. Thank all those guys on Full Velocity TV for all the support they give to us each and every night. Just waiting here, Todd, through the tail end of qualifying. We see the 78 car roll into the pit area, but what I do not see is old Steve out to the racetrack quite yet, so I can't tell if qualifying is over. I don't know. I do see some scurrying going down there, so I think the 78 is going to make a run out there, so he's going to make his way out there. Well, thought he was coming to the racetrack, took a left turn instead of the right turn on the racetrack, so let's see if he's going to try again. Take 2 for car 78. Paging Steve. Come in, Steve. Is just sitting still there, Todd. So if they're pulling the harness tight for whatever they're doing down there, but just waiting. Car number 78. All the cameras are fixed on Steve Radunes and that number 78 machine, just waiting for him to make his way out to the racetrack. And so far, all quiet on pit road. So he's asking now for some instruction from race control, knowing he was late. They want to go take a qualifying lap or tag on to a tail end of a heat. He's willing to do either, just waiting for some instruction, looking like, so far, Todd, as we were going to cover his qualifying lap, that car seems to be still sitting still, and I'm not sure if Steve's going to take a gander at a qualifying lap for us.
Yeah, not sure. As limelight sometimes scares you away, and maybe he's just out of respect being late. The number 78 machine just going to stay there and just wait until he can go, but we'll wait and see what he's going to do. He's still down there on pit road, just waiting instructions, basically, Phil. Can't wait to see that. But we got to take some time there as we're waiting for the number 78. Got to say, you thank the sponsors. I'm going to thank everybody out there, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. I mean, without those guys, without you fans out there, I'm telling you, Full Velocity TV wouldn't be what it is today. Make sure you like, share our link. Let everybody know that Full Velocity TV is live here this evening, and we're large and in charge here on Full Velocity TV. Don't forget star donations, guys. Star donations. Keep those star donations come rolling in. You like hearing what we do here on Full Velocity TV. Like to see all the updates. Like to see everything that's going on. Please send some star donations our way. And we'll keep improving here on Full Velocity TV. I guess whether or not you send star donations or not, but star donations definitely do help, don't they, Phil?
Oh, they certainly do. They help us pay the bills. They help us, give us some funding to purchase some new product to make us look good. They help us, hopefully. I was out in the headquarters there last week to talk into that nice, hanging arm, nice blue microphone that Todd's got going on out there, and I love that thing. I'd like to get one myself and maybe take myself to another level as an announcer. So, stars donations, guys. It's how you can be a part of our team. we don't let any contribution go unnoticed and unheralded. We appreciate all you guys. It's not just Todd and Phil. It's not just the guys behind the scenes. It's all of you out there, our viewing public, our fans, our followers. You guys are the ones that make this go around for us night after night after night, and we can't be any more appreciative than we are here. So I want to say a big wholehearted thank you here tonight at Volusia Motorsports Park, Har Motorsports Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series, Clifford Miller Memorial Race. We lost Clifford here by, I believe it was yesterday. I believe I saw it come through my news feed that Chris had lost his grandfather. So hearts are heavy out there. Chris Miller's number 9 car so far, second quick through qualifying with a 15.345. So I'm sure Chris is tickled to death with that lap. Chris here, a rookie these last couple of weeks, really making some really good improvements. And so far, so good for car number 9 here tonight, racing in the honor of his grandfather. And that you never can shine light, Todd. It's never a feel-good thing when you lose somebody, but it's going to be a feel-good story for Chris to come out here so far, have a strong run so far in qualifying. Still have a lot of racing left to go. It's going to make you feel good after probably the week the Miller family has had.
Yeah, definitely. Just waiting to see what's going to happen here. It looks like we're going to have 3 heat races here this evening. 3 heat races going to be on the docket here. Just waiting for all these guys to roll out, and we see cars already rolling out there onto the speedway. Just lineup coming in as of right now. So we're looking for the lineup here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 is going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the 115, that's Eric Tupper. His dance partner is outside, driving the number 23, that's Tony Feathers. Inside row number 2, starting in that 3rd starting position, that's Fast Frank Gonzalez. Quick time here tonight in that 04 machine. And his dance partner is outside, driving the number 94, that's Gab Sear. Inside row number 3, starting in the 5th starting position, driving the number 78 machine, that is, so we got some more cars coming in here late. Razuni in the number 78, and outside of him will be the number 5 machine. Number 5 coming in here just a tad bit late. That's Stephen Gregory here. I've not seen any laps out of him yet, so that's going to be awful difficult starting from the tail there tonight, Phil.
Absolutely right, and it's better late than pregnant, as they would say, or in some of our buddies' cases. I've got some expecting fathers coming up here in the next couple of months, so great to all those guys out there. We kid around, of course, but yeah, Stephen Gregory a little bit late, Trey Long a little bit late, Steve Radunzi a little bit late. So, hey, you know what? We'll be here all night, or well, it's Friday night. I don't think we got too much better to do. So, look like heat races are about to line up. Todd gave you the lineup there for heat race number 1. I'm scrambling around here with Mr. Piles behind the scenes. So, I think we've got the spreadsheet working here tonight. So, I may be here real time, Todd, able to follow along what some of these lineups are. So, I may have actually maybe of some benefit at some point, which is, I guess, pretty rare lately.
Oh, this is difficult here, and the spreadsheet being live will help you out a ton, as you've seen here, Phil, just last week. I've already took down some of the stuff that I usually use here at NASA Space Station here, the Full Velocity headquarters. Had to take some things down, and starting to still continue to move here as the weather's been kind of cold. It wasn't very favorable for us. We got I don't know, Phil, half a day of moving in, maybe if that, the one day that we were doing it here. So still working on the transition over to the new house, the new digs, and hopefully very soon we'll be over there. The internet is a lot stronger, and it'll make it even better here for Full Velocity TV.
All right, so I think we got cars out to the racetrack now with them making pages. I'm down here clicking on every screen that I have available, every button I got available. Ron says the spreadsheet's live. Now, the problem I have to do, I just have to find the dang thing. So, but we do definitely have cars out on the racetrack, I do believe. I think I see a whole gaggle of them on my sheet here that have all lit up green. So, they are definitely out there. So, Todd, you've already very, very well given us the lineup, and I'm trying to find the best angle to see what we got going on here. Heat race number 1 going to be 8 laps in length. The leave off of turn number 4. We may fire these guys under green next time around, they say. Next time. So they're still getting in their proper alignment here. Looks like we have a couple of cars blinking in and out, so I'm not sure if that's me taking a dump or whatever's happening there. But what I do know is I look up to the front row, and I see Eric Tupper's 115. I see Tony Fetters up there. Tony tonight out there in car number 23. I see the 04 of Frank Gonzalez. I see Gab Sears number 94 out there. We've got Stephen Gregory's number 5. Steven Radoon's in the 78. Chris Miller, not Chris Miller's number 9 car. He is still on pit road as I'm clicking all over the place here, just trying to figure out what is going on. Off of 4. Green flag going to go in the air. We're racing for the first time tonight here in Volusia.
Eric Tupper dives down to the bottom side and takes over the lead. The top spot in that 115 machine. Though for fast Frank Gonzalez up to the second spot. He was quick time here this evening. Those who have missed qualifying. So Gonzalez up to second there, having a little bit of an internet woes here. 23 machine of Tony Fetters up to the top shelf of the speedway. He's going to rustle that back away from Frank Gonzalez. He's going to put himself back into P number 2. But Gonzalez not going away, though. That 04 machine trying to work over the bottom side. Gabs running fourth.
Gabs right there in fourth with a really strong looking race car. He's going to come to the low side now of the 04 of Fast Frank. They're going to drag race down the back chute. Gab down low, Frank up high, single file up front. The racing action is for third. Now here comes the number 23 car. Tony Fetters going to look to make a move on Eric Tupper. So things are happening to the lead. Things happening. Third's all settled out. The lead's all settled out. So I get excited for 2 laps, Todd. And wouldn't you know, they get back single file racing. Maybe you can make some excitement happen.
Right now it's Eric Tupper out with about a 3 to 4 car length advantage over the number 23 of Tony Fetters. So for Frank Gonzalez running in that third spot. So we'll see if Gonzalez came out with some type of charge that he was able to pull away from the machine that was right directly behind him and Gab Sear in that number 94 machine. So we'll see if he can continue to roll around the speedway and try to catch and get around the number 23 once again. Again, that's Tony Fetters aboard the number 23 Titleist sponsored machine here this evening. Nice looking cars out there as now looks like Gonzalez peeking down to the bottom side there in the 04 machine, but Fetters having none of it.
No, Fetters haven't done it, but they're in that second spot. 2 laps remaining here. Next time by, we're going to see white flag from the starter stand. Going to be one more trip around for the 115 of Eric Tupper. You've got a good race going on there with Tony Fetters in second. Frank Gonzalez right there on the tire tracks third. Gab Series dropped a little bit off the pace there. He's currently running fourth, but through 3 and 4 now for the final time. Off of turn number 4, give heat race number 1 to Eric Tupper in the 115. Put Tony Fetters in the 23 in for 2. Gonzalez in for third. Gab Sear fourth, and it's anybody's guess for me. 5th place on back. I do know I got the top 4, so heat race number 1 is in the books, and I'm going to send it over to Todd, who I believe has an update in front of him for heat race number 2's lineup. So take it away there, Todd. Okay. Well, then I guess Todd's not going to have the lineup. So I'm going to scramble over here and click some buttons and see what I can't come up with for you. The lineup here for heat race number 2 is just diving over here. I've got like 3 or 4 hard links for a spreadsheet. So we are going to jump to, let's see, where the heck are we? Live TV, folks. You got to love live TV. This is how it is. When you do things on the fly, I'm going to click that button right there. I'm going to see what is going to pop up in front of me. I see a spreadsheet. And I still see some zeros. So whatever I clicked on, certainly not right. So I guess we're going to take this on the fly. Let me dive over here through this button, Todd, and bear with me. I'll get you the lineup here for heat 2. All right, we got it. We got it. Piles on the pole or Piles on the dot sent me the proper spreadsheet link. Those are always good to have. So there we go. All right, guys, on the pole for heat race number 2, as I click down a little bit further down the sheet, will be car number 7. The 7 out here tonight, Carl Hardwick, that number 7 car on the outside of him. Aboard car number 23. Is that right? We had Tony Fetters in the last race, so I'm not sure if that's the right one or not, but we'll go with that one. Next row, we're going to find car number 69. That is AJ Sideways, AJ Cruz, and alongside of him is going to be car number 17, Showtime. Shane Kelly, next row back, scheduled to be the number 94 of Gab Sear, but I think we've already seen him out there in heat race number 1 as well. So this one definitely doesn't look like it's too completely updated. We've got C-Mac, Cody McKnight out there in the 111, Ron Piles in the 68, and it's also got Stephen Gregory on the sheet, number 5. I don't think that one's right at all, so all All right, Todd, you've got the correct lineup. He sent me a sheet. It says Heat 2 lineup, and that's the cars it has listed, but I don't think that's anywhere near correct.
No, definitely not correct here. The number 7 is going to start on the pole. That's Carl Handwork. His dad's brother outside. That's Aaron Leitzel aboard the number 12 machine. Brett rolls off in that third spot. Fourth is going to be the number 19 machine of Showtime, Shane Kelly, and Ron Piles going to roll off in the last position here. 5 cars we called for. 5 cars we got out there as green flag getting ready to fly. As green flag in the air, and we're racing down the front straightaway to number 7, leading the charge down in the corner here. That is Carl Handwork, and here comes the number 12 of Aaron Leitzel. Leitzel right now running in that second spot. Here comes Ron Piles, raging Ron down to the bottom side by side there momentarily with a Tennessee Tumbler, but the Tennessee Tumbler goes to the outside. Brett rolls side by side battle with Aaron Leitzel. Leitzel drifts up the track, connects with the number 17 machine of Brett Rolls. Rolls going to save it there, but Aaron Leitzel holding on to that second spot.
Absolutely going to hold on to that second spot. Piles going to try to come to the inside. He's got Shane Kelly's number 19 there as well. Those guys trying to make it happen. Carl Handwork out front of that number 7 car. That green car, that's the color of the drink I've got in my hand. That thing looks really good and really fast. He's got the lead. It is 2 wide back there for second. You got Leitzel, you got Piles back there. Shane Kelly, Brett Rose trying to come back into the fray. 2 of us 3 wide off the corner for that second spot.
Yeah, great racing going on for that second spot. Raging Ron down to the bottom side here now, fighting with Showtime Shane Kelly. Aaron Leitzel still holding on to the second spot here down the front straightaway in the turn number 1. It is Leitzel going up to the top, up next to that cushion. Now he has the number 19 of Showtime Shane Kelly all over his rear bumper. And now down to the bottom side, he's going to try to make something happen here on Aaron Leitzel, but not able to get that forward bite coming off the corner.
Not at all happening there. Leitzel doing a great job aboard car number 12 here tonight. But up front, man, look at Carl drive away here. As I got to think we're past halfway. I don't have somebody scouting laps here. So we're going to take our best guess as to what lap we could be on. I'm going to guess we're probably at about lap 6. So I'm going to say probably 2 to go here this time around. Leitzel in for that second spot. And that Shane Kelly, their third. Piles running in fourth. I'm going to completely call that unofficial. These guys keep scrambling through my screen here. I'm thinking of having a little bit of lag here tonight, Todd, as things are definitely bouncing around. Looks like Brett Rolls, that 17 car. He's the one down to the bottom. But Aaron Leitzel's number 12 car there racing for second.
Yeah, Brett Rolls right now currently running in that 4th spot. The number 19's running 3rd. That is Showtime Shane Kelly now diving down to the bottom here of Aaron Leitzel. Side-by-side battle once again. Just up the track. Still Leitzel holding on to P number 2 as the checker flag does come out. Is some extracurricular activity between Leitzel and the number 17 of Brett Rolls as they went endoing here in heat race number 2.
Endoing. That's a good one. Like that word for sure. Endoing here tonight live at the Volusia Speedway Park. Clifford Miller Memorial Race here tonight. Lost Clifford here about 24, 36 hours ago here. Chris Miller, of course, grandson out here racing in his honor out here tonight. So I believe, Todd, was that our final heat race of the night? We got 2 or do we have 3? We have 3. All right, let me scramble out over here and see if we can't find a lineup for heat race number 3, unless you may have it before I do.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look to see what's going to happen here. Spreadsheet's not populating here on Phil's end, so we're going to call this the best that we can as these guys get into line here for heat race number 3. And I believe we're going to have 5 cars on the docket for heat 3, and I pretty much know who probably is going to be in this one, but we're going to wait for them to populate to see where they're actually going to be at here tonight. Once again, got to thank everybody out there on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch for watching us here on Full Velocity TV here this tonight, the Rocky Mountain 305 series. Again, we are paying homage here tonight to Clifford Miller here. Is like you said, about 36 hours, maybe even 48 hours ago, we lost him here. It's Chris Miller out here racing tonight with a very heavy heart. So is most of these hard motorsports guys. So these guys are a pretty tight knit group here tonight. So able to race and pay honor to Clifford Miller here tonight at Volusia Speedway. And again, I was talking about Volusia Speedway here this week and a lot of things going on down there. I know the 602 crates are down there here, the dirt big blocks. I know the sprint cars are down there. all the jazz down there as February hits and dirt racing starts to thrive once again there, Phil. And this is when I start getting I'm not big on Daytona. I'm not big on the Daytona 500. Yeah, I've watched quite a few of them over the years, but once you start seeing dirt racing go live in Florida and you see those big block modifieds going, it's not that far away for the Northeast to feel the rumble.
No, absolutely right, and it gets me even more excited when I see the night one of the Speed Weeks at New Smyrna Speedway for the modifieds happen here starting tonight as well. So that kind of gets my juices going. You know what's going to get my juice going there, Todd? I have the lineup for heat race number 3 in front of me, spreadsheet populated. I got the proper spot, found all the cars, so here we go. What do we say? We give a whirl here for heat race number 3. On the pole is going to be car number 9. We talk about Clifford Miller. Its grandson Chris Miller going to roll off on the pole. And on the outside, aboard car number 69, AJ Sideways. AJ Cruz rolls off on the outside pole. In row number 2 is going to be car number 33. Guy has been on fire recently. Last week's winner over here, that is Torrin Shirts. And to his outside in the 111, that's C-Mac, Cody McKnight. And rolling shotgun on the field here is going to be car number 59, a heavy hitter going to come from P5. Deep in the field, going to be Trey Long. So there is your 5-car field for heat race number 3. Only problem I see so far, Todd, unless I've completely lost my mind, pit road looks to be awfully still. So awaiting these 5 cars to take to the racetrack for their 8-lap heat race event. And then we're going to move this program on to the dash. And then our 35-lap main event feature, that is going to be hot here tonight. A terrific car count. I believe this thing, it puts these guys up to 15. That is going to be very healthy for a strong 35-car event. 16 cars out here. So 16 going to be the biggest field we have had all season long for the Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series presented by Har. Everybody walking look over here, run every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. And tonight, Todd, $25 to the winner. So one of these 16 drivers going to walk away with 25 big ones at the end of the night. Not a bad way to spend an early Friday evening.
Definitely not, as you're going to have the Hard Charger award here tonight, which they always have. I believe that's for an extra $5 to the Hard Charger. Then they also have $5 there for Quick Time, which has already been run here tonight by Fast, Frank Gonzalez in that 04 machine. Just waiting for these guys to populate. I seen C-Mac. He was rolling here, and he's sitting down towards the end of the pit road. Looks like AJ Sideways, AJ Cruz, aboard that number 69 machine, starting to roll here. Looks like the four-wheeler is starting to push him up here. We'll see if these guys get underway here momentarily here for heat race number 3. And like you said, Phil, we're going to set up for that dash. So we'll see what happens in the dash. That will set our feature lineup. 35 laps will be the distance around Volusia Speedway. And like I said, just to kill some time here, just talking about different things that are going on down in Volusia. You say New Smyrna. I know you're an asphalt guy from the Northeast. I'm a dirt guy from the Northeast. You're kind of coming over on what I call the good side, the dirt racing aspect of things. Asphalt's for getting there, dirt's for racing, and we all know that here in New York, because I got 20 tracks probably right there around me within an hour and a half of each other. So it's fantastic to be in dirt racing country. I know I've watched a few shows of the Whelen Modifieds, and I've watched some touring events live before. So I can't say nothing bad about the asphalt side of things. I just enjoy the dirt much more, Phil, and you already know that. So being a tech inspector on Friday nights is what I do at the Afton Motorsports Park. So, and I get to have fun here during the winter time and most of the summer here, broadcasting shows here for Full Velocity TV. And Phil gets to come down and join us here at the main station here. At least in June, I believe there's going to be a nice party going on.
Absolutely right. Cannot wait to go out there and take in more of the dirt scene out there at Afton. I believe we got Thunder Mountain there on the docket, hopefully as well out there when I come back out in June. So yeah,
maybe even Munich Rome.
Asphalt country, and Todd has definitely got me ingrained with the dirt scene. I have made that complete jump over there. I am now, as Todd said, asphalt's for getting there and dirt is for racing. I am definitely over on that scene now. I love what we do here night after night. All this dirt racing, it really gets me energized to go here. So getting set to go. We got 5 cars out there. Once again, we got Chris Miller's number 9 on the pole. We've got the 69 of AJ Cruz, Torrin Shirts in the 33, the 111 of Cody McKnight, and shotgun on the field, the 59 car of Trey Long. They are all gathered up. They are ready off of turn number 4. I believe we're going to go green flag racing. There's the green from the stand. We're under green, and right away, look at that lead. Going to be eclipsed by the 9 car. Chris Miller, he pulls the field through 1 and 2.
Got Chris Miller out to the early advantage over AJ Cruz, and that number 69 machine, Torrin Church, running in that third spot. And the number 33 machine, the Smooth Criminal, is the number 33 of Torrin Church. Like you said, he's going to see how smooth he can be here tonight at Volusia, see if he can pick up another win here on Full Velocity TV. And like you said, he's been on a tear. So now down to the bottom side here, heat race number 3. Torrin Church down to the bottom here, side by side there momentarily with AJ Cruz as the back out of it just a tad bit. Did not get the bite here. Slider on the 69 machine. That's going to put Torrin Church up to the second spot. And man, AJ Cruz, a handful of steering wheel, glances off that outside wall, Phil.
Yeah, never a good idea to bounce off the wall, and that's what the 69 of AJ did right there. He's going to drop back to at least third, maybe a little further on back, but yeah, you've got Chris Miller so far up there, Todd, doing a hell of a job up front. Torrin Shirts, you know, the Smooth Criminal, as you have coined him here. I think that's a great name. It was on his car. 33 car running in second, looking to go back-to-back this week here at Volusia. Won this series last Friday night. Can he go 2 weeks in a row? We'll have to wait and see. He's worth right in the thralls of our final heat race of the night. Heat race number 3, led by car number 9 of Chris Miller. Torrin Shirts in there for second. We drop back into third. We find Trey Long in the 59. He has found his way up to the top 3. No surprise at all to be that Trey Long's up there in third. Fourth, we find Cody McKnight, and running fifth, AJ Sideways. Well, he slid back all the way to the 5th spot. So Chris Miller, he's going to lead. He was sideways. Well, he's free falling now, Todd. He's dropped like a rock. AJ Sideways, AJ backmarker.
Definitely right there, Phil. But when you go sideways, you want to go sideways in dirt, but he was completely sideways there. And he was rocking the steering wheel back and forth, and that's never a good sign, and especially if you go off that outside wall. Open wheel cars and walls do not mix, not as well as the full fender frenzy kind of cars. They seem to be able to glance off the wall just a little bit more than the open wheel cars. It looks like the number 9 machine, though, of Chris Miller going to take down the victory here in heat race number 3. Going to put himself into the dash. Torrin Shirt's going to finish up in that third spot. But the 59 machine of Trey Long going to finish up third.
All right, it was Torrin in for second. Not third, Todd. Torrin in for second. You said 3. He is in there for 2. It's going to be Trey Long in for third. So I think top 2 are going to move on into the dash. So I'm going to run down through the sheet here. I'm going to click it over. I think we're going to have dash lineups populating here in any second.
Definitely knew what they meant. Definitely knew what I meant there, Phil. Is we were running down through the order there, and I had to say third twice, and you caught me there as I was trying to go down through the final 3 cars that made it there. So getting ready, like you said, for the dash.
We're team. We're a team.
Yeah, I tried to fall through. I tried to fall through.
I can't read. You can't English. We're doing certainly good here. Why we're the best broadcast team in the business, and people out there listening for the first time saying, well, what are these two fools talking about? It's Phil Lacasse and Todd Stanton here, live on Full Velocity TV as we are night after night, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch TV. If you're out there watching it, guys, well, like it, share it, follow it, subscribe. I don't care what you got to do. Interact with us. We're going to monitor the chat all night long the best we can. It's tough on Friday night, so as I got the spreadsheets flying, got the screens all populated, got telemetry in front of me, got cars rolling around on the racetrack on the main screen. Lots of stuff going on over here at Hard Motorsports on a Friday night, but we appreciate all the viewership, guys, all the support. Share what's going on out there. Let everybody know. We got the Clifford Miller Memorial Race going on at Volusia. $25 to the winner here tonight. But before we get to the feature, Todd, we got to get to our 6-car dash. On the pole for the dash is going to be the 115 of Eric Tupper with the number 7 car of Carl Hidworker alongside. In the second row, the number 9 is going to be Chris Miller with the number 23 car of Tony Fetters on the outside. And in the final row, row number 3, on the inside is going to be car number 12 of Aaron Leitzel, and rolling shotgun in the dash, the number 33 car of Torrin Shirts. So there are your 6 cars going to be out there. What I believe is going to be a 6-lap dash. I haven't got the official number. If Pyle sent it over, I haven't followed it here yet, but I'll go back there and read. But I believe we have a 6-car dash, and that's going to lead us into our 35-lap main event, which is going to be great. So far, heats have been terrific. Been a lot of stop and go for these guys, but once we get the feature time, it is going to be a lot of fun. This race is going to be fantastic, and no better place to come on a Friday night, Todd, than over here to Har and be a part of this Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series. It's a lot of fun week after week.
I definitely have a lot of fun and seen some great finishes here with the series and seeing some good finishes here with Hard Motorsports over the time that Full Velocity TV has come back. And these guys put on a whale of a show each and every week, like you said. 6 laps, 6 cars, 6-lap dash again. Here, a lot of sixes here this evening is going to set the lineup here for the A main here for the Clifford Memorial Race here, presented by the Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series. Just going to go around one more time, I do believe, before we get the initial green flag here. Is going to have to put the yellow flag back out as the flagger trying to get a little bit ahead of us here at Full Velocity TV. And time and scoring, so we're just waiting here as these guys enter the back straightaway. It's going to be Tupper in the number 7 to Carl Handwork. Work was pretty quick in his heat race, so was a Tupper. Don't cut out Chris Miller. Don't cut out any of the guys at 52nd. As Leitzel had a pretty good run, and Torn Shirts was starting to track down the number 9 of Chris Miller there towards the end of this one. So these guys coming off of turn number 4. Looks like green flag going to come out, and it looks like he has it in hand. His green flag is in the air. The 115 puts a loud pedal down. 305 Rocky Mountain Series and Sprint Car Series going to town here. Is down the back straightaway already. It's Eric Tupper, Chris Miller for 2. Carl Handwork goes back to that 3rd spot. So great battling going on back there, Phil.
Holy crap, and look for 3rd on back. It is just a circle of race cars. Torrens back there in a 33 making it happen. You've got the 12 car of Aaron Leitzel right there in the mix, as well as is Tony Fetters on our 23. Those guys really getting after it for 3rd on back. Carl Handwork down to the inside. Torrens Shirt's going to go up high. Almost a 3 wide there as Leitzel looked to make it 3 wide, but up front, it is Eric Tupper driving away. Right now, Miller in for 2. It is anybody's guess who's going to come out of that battle for 3rd. Right now, the 33 has it, but here comes that 7 car down to the inside. They may almost make a little contact. God, look at these cars get out of shape. That looks great.
Yeah, lots of out of shape going on here in the dash race. Number 12, Aaron Leitzel, out of shape once again. He's going to drop back to the 6th spot, and quite a few car lengths there behind that tandem that is battling for the 5th spot. The 23 of Tony Fetters goes up the track there. Thought he was clear, was not clear. Carl Handwork and him got together. Handwork up to the top into the wall. That's going to allow Leitzel to get by Handwork. So Handwork drop kicked back to the 6th spot. Tupper still holding on to the top spot there in the 115 machine. 2nd, number 9 of Chris Miller. The 33 of Torrens Shirts right now running in 3rd, but he's down to the bottom side by side battle here. Down the back straightaway, Torrens Shirts wants to wrestle that 2nd spot away from Chris Miller. Slider there, Miller back down to the bottom side here for the dash. Looks like a nice drag race there, and I'm not sure who that was, Phil, at the line.
Well, we know Tupper took down the win, but I believe it was going to be Torrens Shirts in there for 2nd. Call that unofficial. Chris Miller definitely going to come in for 3rd. I believe was that Leitzel in there for 4th for the 12 car. Tony Fetters, I believe, rounded out our 5th spot, and I'm going to call that unofficial. That was pretty wild before all those guys. That was a good race back there, but Eric Tupper, a dominating fashion from the pole, drove away, and man, he may be the fastest car tonight in Volusia. You don't think he got that set up for rolls, do you?
Tell you what, Phil, it could be possible. Trying to go back through here just to see where if Torrens Shirts got it or not. So give me a second.
Well, I can say it, Todd, because Miles popped it in the spreadsheet, and we got Chris Miller for 2nd. Torrens Shirts for 3rd, Tony Fetters for 4th, Aaron Leitzel 5th, and Carl Handwork rounded our 6-car field there for the dash. So we're going to wait for the A main lineup here coming up next on Full Velocity TV, but we've got some other housekeeping to do before we get there, Todd, now, don't we? Have I lost Todd? Todd, are you there?
Just doing a quick show here on the Insta replay, and this is from a different angle here is just wanting to show how close that race was for second between Chris Miller and Torrin Shirts. As we're looking here is on the screen, I wanted to give everybody the viewpoint that they wanted to see out here on Facebook Live, and that's how close it was, guys.
All right, so we're going to have a brief little, well, looks like, Todd, before we get to our main event, not exactly sure what's going on. Are we setting up for a 4-wide salute here after the dash before we get into the A main? So that's what it looks like is going on now. Cars are staging on the back straightaway. Of course, here a night or so ago, we lost Clifford Miller here tonight in his honor, and this week's 4-wide salute for the guys at Hard Motorsports. It's going to be in Clifford's honor, so you can see the cars staging in the back straightaway, and this is going to be quite the moment here as we get a 4-wide salute here at Volusia in the 305s, and it's a good touch. It's going to be a great end to what has been a good night so far before we get to our feature event.
As these guys start pulling away here, Rocky Top 305 series salute here for Clifford. Excuse me, as I'm hitting the wrong button, but the Clifford Miller Memorial Race as the number 9 out there, all by his lonesome grandson here of Chris Miller of Clifford. Here, Memorial Race will be 35 laps, 4-wide salute. Such a pretty theme, and I'm going to go silent here for the whole lap, Phil, and pay homage here to Clifford Miller.
Clifford Miller out there was the guys go back there, and then they lit him up, and they started going there. So they're going to take a little bit of warm-up session here live on Full Velocity TV. Car's going to get slowed down. We're going to get into race mode here. So before we do, we're going to throw this thing trackside. We're going to pay homage to this great country, United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem. All right, the national anthem getting us started for a very special night of Full Velocity TV live tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. Clifford Miller Memorial Race coming out here, presented by the Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series at Hard Motorsports. Here every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The field getting ready to roll here for a 35-lap main event. So what do you say, Todd? We get into tonight's starting lineup. On the pole for a 35-lap main event is going to be car number 115, dominated so far tonight here. That is Eric Tupper to his outside. Aboard car number 9, grandson of Clifford Miller, that is Chris Miller on the outside pole. In row number 2, we have the number 33 car, last week's winner, Torrin Shirts, with the number 23 car of Tony Fetters alongside in row number 2. In the third row on the inside, the number 12 car is Aaron Leitzel with the number 7 car of Carl Hindwork alongside aboard 7 Machine. In row number 4, we find Fast Frank at the number 04. That is Frank Gonzalez with the number 19 car. Showtime, Shane Kelly. He'll roll off of position number 8. In the 5th row, we find car number 59 on the inside. That is Trey Long, and alongside of Trey aboard car number 94, that is Gab Sear. In the 6th row will be car number 68. That is Ron Piles, and he is flanked by old AJ Sideways. Car number 69, that is AJ Cruz. Next row back, we find car number 5. That is Stephen Gregory, and he is flanked by our points leader deep in the field this week for car number 17. That is the Tennessee Tumbler. That is Brett Rolls. And shotgun on the field here this evening, car number 111. That is Cody McKnight with the number 78 car. Stephen Randu alongside. That is your 16-car field, 35 laps advertised distance. It's going to read 37 for you guys out there watching tonight through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV, because as they do, they take the mock green flag. They get to their starting assignment that was set forth by the dash and by their heat races action. So it's going to take these guys about a lap or two, and then we're going to get set sail for a 37-lap main event. 35 laps going to settle it for these guys here tonight at Hard Motorsports. So far, early favorites out of the gate, Todd. You got to like the chances for Eric Tupper, but I'm a fan of watching what Chris Miller's doing tonight, and I think he's got a good shot. I also like the 33 of Torrin Shirts there starting in 3rd. I think Torrin has a really, really good shot making it 2 weeks in a row back-to-back.
Yeah, definitely solid picks. All 3 of them are going to be solid picks here tonight, and not going to go off on a limb here tonight. I've gone with Eric Tupper here the last 2 weeks, and he's got me some good finishes there aboard the 115 machine. Not going to pick here tonight, as I kind of enjoy the Memorial Race and kind of enjoy what's going to happen, how this is all going to unfold here tonight. It's Eric Tupper and Chris Miller, your front row, Torrin Shirts, and Tony Feathers, the next row back. And then you got Frank Gonzalez, Fast Frank. Remember, he was quick time here in the qualifying boat here in the number 7 machine. Outside of him, that's Carl Handwork. He was heat race number 1 winner and had some tough luck in the dash. These guys, the field is restacked. They are packed. They are ready to go. Green flag racing off of turn number 4. Green flag's in the air. A little bit of a delayed start there, Phil, but green flag in the air.
That's all right, but Eric Tupper going to lead the field through 1 and 2, but look at Chris Miller's number 9 fighting on the outside, trying to make it happen. See if he can't do so to turn number 3. Look at Torrin Shirts, the 33 car. He is shot like out of a cannon off of turn number 4. Give the race lead to the 33 of Torrin Shirts as they hit turn 1.
And Torrin Shirts, a man on a mission here tonight, the Smooth Criminal aboard the number 33 machine to the top spot. The 115 of Eric Tupper is sitting in 2nd. 3rd is Tony Feathers, the number 23 machine. The 9 of Chris Miller trying to get back down to the bottom side here, trying to make his way back up here into the podium in position number 3. So he moves himself up to 3rd. He puts Tony Feathers back to 4th.
Sure does. Carl Handwork's number 7 car, that bright green machine there running for 5th. Look at that racing going on. For 6th on back, you find Trey Long back there. Look at Gab Sear. Look at Frank Gonzalez, Ron Bileston. Those guys going at a 3 wide back there for 7th on back, as we have a good race up here now between Chris Miller in the number 9 car. These guys getting after it here near the front of the field as well. So, man, we have good racing going all over the place at Volusia right now. I don't even know where to cover.
It's all over the place as it looks like yellow flag going to come out here, Phil. We're going to be under yellow, and I'm not sure where this one happened. May even been Frank Gonzalez aboard that 04 machine. We're going to take a look here and go to work down here in the trailer.
All right, I think you're going to find our buddy Fast Frank that did have some kind of issue as he is kind of rolled away from the scene over there in turn number 2. What do you think, Todd? What happened to Fast Frank?
I'm going to tell he did his best impression of a breakdance, I'm going to tell you. Up on the wall, sideways, back on all fours. So that was enough to bring out the yellow flag, though. Fast Frank Gonzalez there did not completely go over. He just laid around the side. A little bit of extracurricular activity. The 68 around Piles around also. So we're going to see if we can take a look at that real quick. It looked like Piles here running, and after Frank Gonzalez went up on his lid here, Piles, I think, went around, and I think all by his selfie there is comes down and makes love connection there with the number 17 of Brett Rolls.
Wow. Is Chuck Wellery coming to do this broadcast, Todd? A little bit of love connection going on there. Man, you going old school back there tonight. I am proud you even know what the love connection... I thought you were young, and you remember the love connection? I'm so happy.
I definitely do. My father used to watch it.
Man, we'll go with that. That's really good here. So it looks like this time around, lights are going to go out on top. The iRacing.com Pace Truck going to get the Clifford Miller Memorial Race here, presented by the Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series at Hard Motorsports. Back under green flag, Torrin Shirts and Eric Tupper are going to be your top row. You've got Tony Fetters and Chris Miller there for row number 2. Carl Handwork in there for the 5th spot. Alongside of him on the outside is going to be the number 59 of Trey Long. Gab Sears up there in 7th, with Brett Rolls, Stephen Gregory, and Shane Kelly. Showtime running out our top 10 here is off of turn number 4. iRacing.com Pace Truck's going to head for cover. We're back to green. As there you go. You got Shorts and Tupper. They stomp on it. Torn with a big launch into turn 1.
Yeah, Torrin Shirts had a good start there. And here comes 23, Tony Feathers down to the bottom side, going to complete the pass on Eric Tupper for second. Put himself up into P number 2, that number 23 machine. Tupper not going away. He's on the top shelf of the Speedway trying to make something happen there, Phil. So we're going to see if the 115 machine can make something happen, get back by that 23. But I tell you what, good race for Carl Handwork in the number 7 machine. He is currently running 4th, and man, he's right there on Eric Tupper.
He certainly is. They say green cars usually bring bad luck. Well, I call BS on that one because green means go. Green means fast. That's what Carl Handwork's doing out there aboard that bright green car number 7, currently running in the 4th spot. But right now, it is all Torrin Shirts up front. He's got Tony Fetters by about 6 car lengths. So the 6 back to Eric Tupper, who has a handful. Here comes Carl Handwork to the low side as a drag race on the back chute toward turn 3. That's a race for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, it looks like the number 7, Carl Handwork, down to the bottom side. Tupper starting to fade here in that 115 machine. That's not what Tupper wanted to do. Number 94 right there, too. That's Gab Sear. He's into the fray. Chris Miller still running in 6th in that number 9 machine. So those guys still lurking for a top 3 so far. I tell you what, though, great battle going on for the 3rd spot, though. Tupper on the outside, the 7 of Carl Handwork working on the bottom side, and he is trying to make that work, trying to get that drive off there to try to get it by the 115 machine of Eric Tupper. Great battle.
Yeah, Tupper should have left his setup in. He took that one from Rolls. Rolls promised it was quick, and like Rolls' night, well, Tupper now trying to hold on for dear life as Carl's down to the inside up front. Torrin Church driving away from Tony Fetters, who's trying to chase him down. We keep eyes at that race for the 3rd spot. Carl going to drive it deep into turn number 3, slide up the hill. Tupper using to go a bit of a pie. It's a drag race on the front stretch. That is a good battle for 3rd. Here comes Gab Sears, number 94. We may have a 3-way dance now for that 3rd spot down the back chute.
Yeah, what's Gab Sear got to be thinking there aboard the number 94 machine? If those guys make a mistake directly in front of him, where is he going to go? That's just something I would be thinking about. Those guys make contact. Where am I going to go? But Carl Handwork is down to the bottom side there and made a little bit of a mistake, and he was alongside of Tupper, no longer. The number 94 of Gab Sear right there on the rear bumper, knocking at the door. He wants that 4th spot.
He certainly does. He is right there. He is tapping. He is knocking. Going to peek up to the outside. Nothing happening there. Carl going to hold on right now for that 4th spot. Put Gab Sear back to 5th. Chris Miller having a terrific night aboard Carbon 9, racing in honor of his grandfather Clifford, as we all are here this evening. 9 car having a good solid run there for 6th. 7th, I think that's a 12 car of Aaron Light, so it certainly is running in 7th. Brett Rolls is back there 8th. Ron Piles in 9th, and Showtime Shane Kelly, Todd. I expected him to come closer to the front. Shane Kelly right now mired all the way back in the 10th spot. Is right now we're going to put 22 on the board. We're under 15 laps remaining in our main event.
Yeah, under 15 laps remaining, and Gab Sear now right there knocking on the door again of the 7 of Carl Handwerk. So Sear down to the bottom side, going to swing it even lower here through the corner as he could mount a charge, but he could not there through the corner. So number 94 settles and holds on to that 5th spot here. The number 7 of Carl Handwerk, remember, he's under fire, but look at Chris Miller starting to come here. He has caught the number 94 of Gab Sear also. So is he going to play offense or is he going to play defense? We're going to have to wait and see what Gab Sear is going to do.
Well, you'd like to play offense, but sometimes you get stuck playing defense as that car behind you comes. But look at that run from the 94 into the corner. Slide job engaged. Here comes Carl Handwerk back to the bottom side. As I thought that was going to be a slide job, but I guess it wasn't. And now we have a yellow silk over the field. Yellow flag for the second time. Here on our feature event now, working lap number 25. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And I'm going to make 2 guesses here. And I think it's going to either be the 78 car of Randude's or the 69 car of old AJ Backmarker Sideways Cruise.
It's going to be Renew's in the number 78 machine, but AJ Cruz hit the wall, come down in front of that number 78 machine. We'll just see that rather quickly here again as Cruz is having a handful of steering wheel. Just not doing well here tonight in that 69 machine. It gets in front of the 78 and piles them down into the bottom, into the concrete barrier down the bottom.
And Volusia gathers up another one there on the inside. And it happens here every night. I don't care what car we're in. They say the 305s are small. They can still be found there in the inside wall. That's exactly what happened there. Yellow flag number 2 of the night. Going to set us up for a restart with under 10 laps remaining. Who's it going to be to pick up the big win tonight in the Clifford Miller Memorial here at Hard Motorsports Rocky Top 305 Sprint Cars? Can Torrin Shirts go 2 weeks in a row at victory lane? Can Tony Fetters pull off a win? Eric Tupper currently running in 3rd with Gab Sear in 4th and Carl Handwerk in that top 5. Remember, guys, these guys are out there racing tonight for a $25 winner's take-all fee. Also, get that payday. You also got $10 for a hard charger, which right now, kind of taking a quick peek, that may fall. That could be Brett Rolls coming from deep in the field. Brett Rolls has somehow found himself up to 7. These guys all stop and let Brett go by.
I don't think so. I just think Brett is doing a fantastic job coming up through the field. As it looks like his setup's starting to come in. And Brett Rolls having another good race. He is currently the points leader, though, Phil. In that number 17 machine, the Tennessee Tumbler, right there behind Chris Miller. So do not count him out here for a late race charge. I don't think he has enough for the win, per se, but I think he has enough here maybe to get inside the top 5. iRacing.com pace car down to pit road. I'm going to say pace truck. Green flag back in the air. And Torrin Shirts out to a pretty outstanding lead there for a restart. 2 car lengths over the number 23 of Tony Fetters. 3rd right now, Eric Tupper. 4th is the number 94 Gab Sear. But I tell you what, Tupper down to the bottom side here of the number 23 machine of Tony Fetters. Fetters drifts up the track just a tad bit. Eric Tupper trying to make something happen there in the 115.
And I don't think you saw going on for 6th on back, Todd, but it got a little bit hairy. Carl Handwerk was back there. I believe you got Piles, number 68, back there as well. There was somebody making contact, and Aaron Leisel almost got sent up to the cheap seats of a 12 car. Those guys really had the gig at it to hold on. Great racing by all those guys. Up front, it is still Torrin Shirts, the number 33 car. Right now, that battle going on for 2nd, 3 wide. Here comes Eric Tupper to the bottom. He makes a mistake. He's going to lose positions. Those guys were getting after it with Eric up there, Gab Sear, and Tony Fetters right now running in that 23 car. He's holding on for 2nd. Tupper trying to make the move, and sometimes it backfires. It sure did there. As he's lost also another position on the racetrack. Move Tupper now back to 5th as Carl Handwerk and also Brett Rolls has snuck by. So put Rolls up on the top 5.
Yeah, awesome battling going on the screen as we got to see it here on Full Velocity TV. A lot of sliders being pulled by the number 94 of Gab Sear. He's going to slide up in front of the 23 once again of Tony Fetters. Fetters now back down to the bottom side. He's going to try to pull a slider of his own. Meanwhile, battle there between Brett Rolls and those guys. But yellow flag going to fly here. But Gab Sear had a fantastic showing here, getting through the 115 machine and Tony Fetters in that 23. So Gab Sear up to 2nd there. And oh, man, I don't know if they realized Chris Miller was coming back out on the track, but Chris Miller, a lot of damage aboard that number 9 machine. That's not good. So we're going to see if we can get a replay real quick, Phil.
Well, you need to go for it there. All I can tell you is it happened about seventh on back. They were three, almost four wide. Somebody hooked wheels, and it was on from there. I'm not exactly sure who was involved, but I'm sure, Todd, you'll tell us.
Yeah, definitely heart-wrenching. Yeah, I'm just going to let the picture show the word here. Man, Chris Miller, tough break for him, hard into the wall.
Yeah, that's a tough break there for Chris. Was having a good night. I think Shane Kelly also had some issues. He was I did see the 19 come on through pit road. Looks like the 19 car may be done. Thanks to AJ Cruz. Maybe got a piece of the secondary here as well as the 68 of Ron Piles. I think picked up a little bit of damage there. So those guys running 11th on back. That happened right in the middle of the field, about 7th or 8th on back, and unfortunately Chris Miller getting the short end of that one. Lap number 36 of the board. This time by Todd, we're going to get white flag under the yellow. So this one tonight looks like Rocky Top 305 sprint cars this week are going to end under the yellow flag, and that is going to give this week's win to car number 33. Torrin Shirt's going to go back-to-back over here at Har. Gab Sear going to come in for second. Tony Fetters for third. Carl Handwerk for fourth. And it looks like Brett Rolls, the Tennessee Tumble unofficially going to get a solid top 5 finish. Eric Tupper going to finish up 6th with Aaron Leitzel in 7th. Frank Gonzalez 8th. Stephen Gregory 9th. And Trey Long going to run at our top 10. So, tough to see this one end under yellow. Tough to see it end for Chris Miller the way it did. But end of the day, for the second straight week, that Titleist machine, that PGA Tour Golf Titleist car, Torrin Shirts, number 33, is going to go to victory lane here at Volusia.
As you see the guys flash by that start-finish line here for the official checkered flag here is Torrin Shirts, like you said, Gabs here, Tony Fetter, Carl Handwerk, Brett Rolls. Those were your top 5, and those guys now off into turn number 1. But what a race we had going there. Did not want to see it finish under yellow there, Phil. But these guys put on a fantastic show like they do each and every week. And a lot of comers and goers here this evening. But Torrin Shirt's definitely the fastest car out there here tonight. And making it back-to-back wins here on Friday nights. And he's just on fire here. 33, another win on Full Velocity TV. That's going to be coming soon. We're going to go back through all of our footage here over the years. Over the almost a little bit over a year there, Phil. Of all the winners we've had here, and we're going to calculate some type of list.
Well, I guess if you make a list, that's a list that you want to be on as a winner here on Full Velocity TV. As we'll run down here toward our post-race show. Todd will go talk to his buddy Torrin in Victory Lane, and we'll run down here and talk to a couple of new names for us. That being Gab Sears, number 94 car, and Tony Fetters aboard car number 23. I'm running through the team speak here, trying to get everybody kind of squared away. We'll run here down and see if we can't talk to all 3 of these guys. Apologies for that. Mouse is not cooperating with me. It looks like we got them all screened out. So we'll run down here now. We'll run down toward the 23 car as Tony Fetters is unstrapped. He is out of the vehicle. And we'll talk to the driver of car number 23. Tony, tremendous job by you tonight, finishing up 3rd. God, that racetrack looked to be really, really fun to drive out there. 305 sprint cars, a little bit of underpowered, but at Volusia, it makes some really great times and some good driving. Tell us about your 30 laps.
Man, I tell you what, one thing is this track is very difficult if you don't know how to really set up anything. And luckily I've been having help from, Hard Motorsports because I'm recently just got on their team and a few other people, and it just helped out going through the race because they told me how to move my wings, so on and so forth. And when we got with Gab, man, that was just tremendous. We were slide jobbing left and right. That was fun.
Talk about the racetrack, the way it stayed really consistent here tonight. We usually talk about the lane starting to go away, but these 305s are low powered. The high lane was good all night long. The low side was good. The middle really could make some time. There really be some great racing. You guys all had all the adjustability in the world on the race cars, but you also had 3 really good lines of racetrack to dive after. That must have made a lot of fun to go out there and go wheel to wheel with these guys.
It was really fun. In the heat race, I was really in the middle. And then as soon as I started going through the race, the middle started going away, so I couldn't catch up to the leader. The only time I could really catch up to him was at the restart. And then after I, tried to go up to the high side, Gab caught me, and he just had a better car. That's all.
Well, sometimes it happens to you, but you get a good solid top three finish out here. Hard Motorsports, tough place to run here on a Friday night. Got some really good drivers. Tony, you get a good solid third place finish. Got to talk to us here live on Full Velocity TV. So I'm going to toss you the mic one more time. We're out there live tonight on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, live on Twitch TV. So anybody out there you want to say hello to, friends, family, sponsors, anybody you want to anybody you want to thank or shout out to, the floor is all yours there, buddy.
I want to thank Nick Robbins because he was one of the supporters coming up in this with Scott Bargloff. I want to thank Hard Motorsports because they just been helping me tremendously getting up to this point. This is actually my first top three with them, and I've only been racing with them maybe a month. So I want to thank Ronald Piles. I want to thank y'all for even broadcasting it so I can go back and looking at it.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Tony Fetter's our third place finisher tonight. Job well done there, bud. We'll do this again real soon. You've come a long way here in a short time. I'm sure it'll be victory lane. Great job tonight. Tony Fetter's board car 23. He finishes up third. We'll let him get back to his team. We'll run a little bit further down here the racetrack, and we found Gab Sear down here. It is a party down here by car number 94. Gab, tremendous job tonight. Second place finish. You passed it off a lot of race cars. Tell us about those battles there with you and Tony in the closing laps.
Yeah, we had a good run tonight. I can't thank the guys at Hard Motorsports for helping me out here, recruiting me under their team. Brett Rouse, Ronnie Piles, Eric Tupper, all these guys helped me out with setups and making me a better driver and getting me quicker and quicker every week in, week out.
Well, it's definitely starting to show from a guy who a couple of weeks ago was back there just kind of trying to find his feet. Out here tonight, passing cars, mixing it up, and now a second place finish. I know the confidence is growing in that car. Man, you got to feel like a win is going to be coming down the pike here really shortly.
I hope so. Hopefully we can park this number 94 in victory lane real soon.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Gab had a really good run, a great racetrack to run on here tonight. Too wide racing. This place was really awesome. You guys put a great show on. We've had a great crowds watching out there tonight as well. We got Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV. We are locked and loaded in a big way out here tonight. So is anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank that may be watching? The floor is yours there, pal. Do it now.
Yeah, I just want to thank again Hard Motorsports. Without these guys helping me out and getting me onto their team, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So Brett Rawls, me and him, we race every day and we try and get quicker and quicker, and I can't thank him enough for that.
Absolutely. It's all about a team behind you that makes you a great race car driver in the end. That is Gab Sear, car number 94. He picks up a second place finish here tonight for Hard Motorsports Rocky Top 305 series. But I'm going to throw it down here. Trackside in Victory Lane, which we have done multiple times here over the last couple of weeks. And Todd, you and Torrin, you're getting quite the rapport down there. I'm starting to think one day that he's going to want to take the microphone and maybe do this and maybe think about putting you behind the wheel of the race car. Nah, maybe not. All I know is you guys in Victory Lane together.
I don't think that would be very smart. He could probably grab the microphone and do whatever he wanted to do, but put me behind that race car, it's going to come back in pieces. So, Torrin, I tell you what, man, coming from calling you a sandbagger, I don't know how many weeks ago that was, and now you really lit me up over the past few weeks, and I'm glad to see you back down here in Victory Lane. Back-to-back wins here. Your cure for your Friday night fever is winning races here tonight, Torrin, and a fantastic win here tonight. You were able to get to the lead and just pull away and dominate here tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I did just that. You always know I'm surprised that I qualified as good as I did last week, but I tend to qualify pretty bad, and that showed tonight. And working my way up in the heat to get to the dash, almost still second in the heat, but heck of a race there. And then did what I needed to do in the dash to start, close to the front and third. I don't know what happened on the initial start. My car just took off. Was able to steal the lead right away and never looked back, I guess. So I made the right changes for the future. I like being fast. I'm sure that if I had some more green, somebody might have been there. There's always going to be that what if, but I won by a pretty good margin there, and I'll take it, and hopefully I can keep winning.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if you make it 3 in a row here next week, Torrin. But a great race, never to say the less, and able to take down another victory here for the Midwest group here. And man, you guys have been working on your sprint cars as far as what I keep hearing. You've been working on your sprint car setups, different stuff like that, going sprint cars. So tell us how that's going for you guys.
Yeah, our motto for me, I guess, would be keep it simple, stupid, because the more simple I make my setups, the more I rely on myself to make it quick, and it's been working out, so hopefully I can keep that up. A 360 game, I'm usually quick early and fall apart, but I've got the non-wings somewhat down, and I'm getting these down a little bit, so always a work in progress no matter what you do. But yeah, overall, we're trying to get these things dialed in, so it's pretty fun.
All right, Torrin, I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours, like you're accustomed to here on Full Velocity TV. You know the routine. Here you go.
Yeah, thanks to Midwest Racing Development, my team, of course. Always putting on a heck of a show for you guys as much as we can. Thank you guys for putting on this awesome broadcast. For all the viewers watching, try to get more if you can. It's always a great show with Full Velocity TV. And I'd like to definitely thank Har Motorsports for putting on this event on Friday nights. And this was a memorial race, so don't know too much about the details, but sad deal. I'm glad I was able to, bring out some viewers hopefully and showcase that. So you guys got to see that four wide salute. That was pretty cool for that as well. So overall, thanks to all of you guys and any of my family members watching as well.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic four-wide salute. Again, congratulations, Torrin, on your victory here tonight. And looking for a three-peat next Friday night, the number 33, the Smooth Criminal, aboard that machine. So we'll see if Torrin can make it happen next week. But I believe Phil has caught up with a very, very special guest here this evening. He hasn't made it up here in the top three of the podium finishes, but Phil, take it away.
All right, absolutely. Well, we're going to be talking to this guy on the post-race show for sure in the top three here really, really soon, but we're here under unfortunate circumstances. Chris Miller joining us up here in the booth now. Chris, of course, tonight paying homage to your grandfather, Clifford. And first of all, on behalf of all of us here at Full Velocity TV, condolences to your family on your loss. But, man, you had a really good, strong run tonight in your grandfather's honor. He's got to be down there proud of you. You really put a good show on for us.
Yeah, it was, to start on the front row, special. Didn't come easy. Track guy felt kind of went away. It was a little bumpy. Car fell apart for me too. Setup kind of went away.
So I gotta ask, because I mean, this is a grandfather, and I had a grandfather years ago who put me on his lap and introduced me to this wonderful sport. Did Clifford have any I guess influence on your fandom of being or watching racing and maybe the desire to come out here and maybe be one on even an online sense someday?
Oh, for sure. Not so much in the online sense. But my first race was well, me and Grandma took me to the local track here, Ransomville Speedway, when I was 6, 25 years ago. Um, Fell in love with the sport ever since. Cousins that raced there also, but they, up watching them, they've won many times, and thought to myself growing up, I was like, I want to be there. I got that chance uh, almost 2.5 years ago in July, and sportsman up here in New York, and I was finally able to give a chance to see me in victory lane. It was special in its own right then, and it's now even more special now that he was able to see all three of his grandchildren that raced.
Well, that is
Victory
really
lane.
cool. That is really cool, and we're very happy he had that moment to spend with all of you guys out there. And I'm sure he's going to be smiling down one day here really soon, Chris, because you're going to put that 9 car in victory lane over here at Har very, very soon. So I wish it was under better circumstances, my friend, but our hearts and prayers are definitely with you and the family and all you out there watching out there tonight. So thanks again for a couple of words. We're sorry about your loss, and keep digging, brother. You made him proud here tonight, and that win's coming. Keep going.
It for sure is, and I just want to say again, thanks to Ron, Brett, Eric, and everybody who had say in tonight. I didn't expect it. It was for sure a nice touch, the 4 wide, and all that. It was, meant a lot. I know he was looking up there, and he was down on me.
Well, not a dry eye from here as well as that it was going on. So that was really cool to watch. Chris, we'll talk to you again really soon, bud. And I'm telling you, it's going to be, maybe not in victory lane, but in the post-race show in the top three. Keep going after it, brother. It's coming soon. Thanks again for a couple of words. And once again, we're sorry about your loss there, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there's Chris Miller. We're out here tonight racing in honor of his grandfather. Well, Clifford Miller, we lost here about, I think it was yesterday. I saw that come down the pike. So, hearts and prayers of the Miller family for sure on their loss. But great to hear that Clifford had a hand in Chris's and the families bringing into the sport of auto racing. And we love doing memorial races, Todd, and we hate them at the same time. But we hear a feel-good story like that of a grandparent that introduced you to this great sport. It kind of makes you feel good because I think we all have kind of a story like that to tell.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you, Phil. And that brings to mind a lot of things I've been seeing going out around on Facebook and everything that's been going out about, his grandfather brought him to his first race, at 6 years old. My father brought me to my first race about 5, right around that time period. And I was hooked ever since. And you don't see a lot of that anymore. And I almost say, if you haven't seen people that haven't gone to a racetrack, make sure you grab them up in the summertime. Take them to a racetrack. Take them to a local racetrack. Let them see what it's all about. I mean, a lot of people are under misconception of what dirt track racing is all about, or even racing for that matter. So that's one of those things that I aim heavy on, and this is a memorial race. And his grandfather taking him there gave him the itch. He got to see his grandson's race, and he got to see everything that was going on there. My father didn't get to see me race, but he did make sure I had that in my blood here, and I raced in his honor for quite some time. Right now I'm kind of on the shelf, but you never know when I get back out on that dirt track what's going to happen. So it's one of those things, Phil. It's just bring somebody this summer. I'm going to urge you guys, just bring somebody this summer with you to a dirt track, or this spring to a dirt track, and just let them know what it's all about.
Absolutely. Could not echo that anymore. I plan on doing that same thing here later on this summer. So, great feel-good story to end the night here live on Full Velocity TV. That's going to take us to the end of our show. We got to thank Martin Karcher, our graphics guy, Jake Keel for Full Velocity Radio, Jack Truin, Josh Smith for the cameras behind the scenes, and my buddy Todd alongside here tonight. Always makes it great to do this night after night. We'll be back on the airwaves. Oh, we take tomorrow night off. We'll be back here Sunday night. We go back over to the DWR Clan Sunday Night Shootout Series Racing. I believe from the Williams Grove Speedway. That is going to be a lot of fun there. And then our very first trip for us to the Grassroots Racing Series. We start with them coming up on Sunday night as well. Air time for that will be 10:15. So pay attention to our Facebook, Full Velocity TV, and all the great stuff going on there with all the great news announcements, a lot of things to come. And stay tuned. We keep promising that website. It is coming really soon. So on behalf of all of us here, for the guys at Har, Eric, Ron, Brett, for Todd, I am Phil. We'll see you next time back here live with more Full Velocity TV. We'll see you Sunday.
Good night. Thank you for watching another episode of Full Velocity TV. Good night.